Fables of Knitting. This is going to be a slightly different episode because I'm going to show you something I've been working on all year thus far. Not the Demoiselle collection, I've already started previewing that on Instagram, but this is the physical product reveal. I'm so excited and I'm actually really nervous to show you, which is silly. I've been working on this all year. I know it's not been a very long year yet, but I've been working and working for months now to make sure this happens as soon as well as I can. Now, I was originally planning on doing a online launch, but then I got a booth for vending at Strikkernes Marked in Oslo on the 6th of April, and so my deadline was pushed forward, which is great. Why not debut products at an actual knitting event? So excited! So that will be the debut place, and then we'll just see what happens from there. If nothing sells, I will of course launch everything online. If everything sells, I'm just gonna have to wait for me to produce new stock, and then maybe somewhere in the middle. I don't know, we'll see. I hope, of course, that I head home that day pretty much empty-handed. No way of knowing. Okay, shall we do this? I have been working on bringing you guys a range of hand-dyed yarn. I have been hand-dyeing yarn like a crazy person, and I cannot tell you how fun it is. I've not enjoyed myself this much in I don't know when. It's so fun, and I'm so happy with the results as well. So this is what I've been doing for the past 3 months. I have been hand-dyeing yarn. It was about time I created an actual decent logo for Fabel Knitwear, and I drew up a sketch. I knew I wanted something medieval monogram-ish, and then I drew up a sketch, and then the super talented Hello Knit on Instagram helped me digitalize it, and she just made it like 4,000 times better. I think she did such a beautiful job. So that's my logo, and then the banderole goes around that. There's a rose, and they have the details for the yarn. So I have 5 bases, and each base has 5 colours, except for one, just 4. And I'll be bringing all these to Strikkernes Marked. So let's just start, shall we? This one that I'm holding is on my Bonnie wool base. Bonnie is a 100% British blue-faced Leicester, which is a yarn that I really love working with. It's very soft, but it's also quite sturdy, and you don't get the pilling that you get with merino, which is always a bonus, at least when you're making like cardigans or jumpers or just garments in general that get a bit more heavy wear than, say, a shawl. So, and it takes colour so well. It's so lovely. So that's Bonnie, that's one of my bases. This is the colour Seafoam Champagne. It's a variegated 2-tone yarn in golden sage and goldeny champagne. I really love this yarn. I love this colour. I had this colour in my head and I just knew I had to try to capture it. Took some attempts, but I finally got it. It's, I think the sage and the champagne is a very warm and subtle yet striking combination. So this is Bonnie in Seafoam, or this is Seafoam Champagne on the base of the Bonnie. Another Bonnie base that I have is Brythorn, which is a tonal variegated berry pink and cream colour base on BFL. This is the perfect pink. I love pink. We've already established that, but I'm very picky with pink. Then we have Druid, which is a deep forest green tonal variegated yarn. It sort of goes from a light sage through to a darker forest green. I don't know how any of these are going to show up on screen because I've never done this before. Hopefully they'll be relatively true to life. This is one of my absolute favourites. This is Duskwood, which is a variegated lilac, periwinkle blue and mauve. That I just think is gorgeous. I need a Rowena jumper like in this shade in my life. I really love this. Is Duskwood, one of my very favourite shades. And then the last colour in the Bonnie, on the Bonnie base, is Naiad. Naiad is a tonal blue, sky blue, ranging from like very, very, very light, almost like crystal baby blue, through to a darker delphinium. I think this blue is beautiful. This is the Colourway Naiad. Another base that I have been working on is Athena. Athena is a 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 5% stellina gold, the sparkle. I love sparkle. Anything that glitters, I am in. Very much a magpie in that sense. It's a fingering weight yarn. And I called it Athena. This is the Colourway Storybook, which is a very warm, romantic berry pink. Again, perfect shade of pink, you guys. And then you have the label. It's the same label. But of course the information is different as it's a different base. I don't know how well you can see the sparkle, but it's in there. It's very subtle, but so fun. I'm hoping I'm casting on tomorrow a Awen blouse in this shade. I think that's going to be perfect. It's a semi-solid yarn. It has different shades of very pink in it. So this is Storybook on the base Athena. I then have another Athena colourway, another colourway on Athena, I should say. Butterbeer. Of course it's called Butterbeer. It's so this is Butterbeer. It's a very lovely golden molten butter yellow with very lovely hints of both very subtle cream and darker gold. It's so summery. It makes me very happy. This is the colourway Acorn on my Athena base. It's a warm dark brown. It's a very nice dark chocolatey brown, and with the gold I really like it. It's not too dark, so it's still quite a springy summery brown, if that's possible, at least in my opinion. Again, just the hints of gold make it so fun. It has very subtle undertone of like a golden creamy yellow. So this is Acorn. We then have Maiden. This is Maiden. It's a sky delphinium blue. And this sparkle is just, it shows up so beautifully in this shaded blue. It's beautiful. I'm thinking I have to make something in this colour for my baby niece. She's got the biggest blue eyes, and just with the gold sparkle, can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with glitter. Let's be honest, it has been established. So this is the colourway Maiden. It's so satisfying to just gaze upon. The last colour on the Athena base thus far is Dragonscale. Dragonscale is a deep, clear, emeraldy green, which I figured it's the perfect shade of the dragon. If such a thing exists. It's too gem-like to be a forest green, and dragons in my head are quite gem-like, so I figured Dragonscale. I really like this shade. It's both quite deep and clear at the same time, which is what you often get with gems and jewels. So probably a reason why I'm so fond of those shades. I think this shade is a perfect year-round shade. It's quite springy and summery and autumny, autumnal, and you can wear it for winter. It's just very wearable, which is always good when you're taking the time to do some craft with your own two hands. So that was the 5 colorways that I will currently be offering up on my Athena base. The next base that I will show you is my Gayless Tweed base. Gayless Tweed is an 85% superwash merino and 15% Donegal net, which creates a very beautiful tweed effect yarn. As we've already established, I'm very fond of. So this is Gayless Tweed. It's a DK weight yarn, and this is the Colourway Gold Thorn. I love gold, and I think it's stunning on the tweed base because it's a very lovely contrast of something a bit more rustic and something that we associate with something very solid and hard. I really love this combination. It's one of my absolute favourites. So this is the colour Gold Thorn on my Gayless Tweed base. So the next colour for my Gayless Tweed base is Arnesen. This is another colour that I really, really love. It's a semi-solid, maybe tonal, deep gem-like lavender, lilac maybe. And it goes from just very, very, very subtle hints of, the lightest parts are very subtle lavender, and then it goes through to this gorgeous deep jewel-like lilac. It's so satisfying to look at. Again, I love the combination of this colour on this base, more rustic, and this very lovely rich colour. The colour is Arnesen, which I'm sure you can take, some of you, maybe probably most of you, take the reference and why it's called this. So satisfying. The next one on Gayless Tweed is this lovely pink, which is called Pink Oyster. Pink Oyster is a very light pink. I wouldn't say pastel, because I don't think this is a pastel pink. It's too mother of pearl-ish to be a proper pastel shade. I really quite like this pink. It's a very subtle pink for anyone who is unsure of too much pink, or someone who's looking for the right shade of pink. Because some colours, like green, everyone suits pretty much all greens, in my opinion. But pinks are a bit more difficult. I love pink, I don't suit all pinks, I don't like all pinks. But the pinks that I like, I love. And I think it's just very good, subtle, very easy to wear pink that would probably work very well with any complexion. I really love it. I love them all. Of course, I have a bunch of skeins that I didn't love or that I felt were wrong for this time of year. So I'm showing you, or I decided to dye up more of the ones that I love. So it goes without saying, I'm very happy with all of these. The next one is the colour Aura. Aura is a very clear, light, crystally sky blue. Very simple blue. That again I think is so lovely in contrast with the tweed yarn. The last colour for the Gayless Tweed colourway that I will be offering up this time around is Kingsfoil. This is another one that I really, really like. It's quite a silvery sage, and who doesn't like a silvery sage? I mean, look what I'm wearing. Oh, I love this shade. It's Such a nice shade, and it's a shade you don't see all that often. It was very popular in the 30s, just fun fact. All shades that could sort of blend well into a sort of mother of pearl, marbled, I don't know, aesthetic. Were very popular back then. Oh, I really love this shade. And again, a colour you could wear all year round. Definitely. So in case you haven't noticed yet, my I love this face is which I think I made for pretty much all of them. Yeah. So I have two bases left to show you. The first one is Willow. Willow is a 100% merino yarn. It's made from 2 ends of merino that's not superwashed and 1 end superwashed merino, which creates quite a rustic texture. So this is a bit more woolly, but it's still a merino. It's quite nice because a lot of merinos are very slick, and that can be very lovely, but it doesn't necessarily knit up well with heavier garments, which this one does. It holds texture quite well, which is always nice in a merino. So you get all the soft loveliness that you want in a merino, but it's not too silky. Maybe that's just the Norwegian in me speaking. There might be other preferences out there. But I think Norwegians, just to generalise, like a bit of a woolly wool. And this isn't like woolly, but it's not super smooth and silky. This is Willow. And the colourway Aura. So this is the same colourway that I showed you earlier on my Gayless base. So there you can see them together. They take colour differently, which is very fun. You use the same recipe for a shade on different yarns and you get a very different product. This is them together. It's a bit lighter and more pastel-y on Willow, but it's still a very beautiful shade, and you get the variegations of the tonal in the yarn, shows up beautifully. Willow is a fingering weight yarn with 400 meters per 100 gram skein. So there's a lot of yarn on this bad boy. Willow only has 4 colors because I wanted to make more skeins in the same color for this, because I decided on 5 colors for the skeins just because I really enjoyed experimenting and playing with colors. And then once I'd sort of decided what I would do more of, I wanted to have slightly more skeins available. The next colourway that I'm going to show you on Willow is Kingsfoil. Kingsfoil shows up a lot warmer on Willow than it does on Gayless. I think that's just the general consensus for these. Gayless is slightly more grey, like the natural wool is a lot more grey, and so you get more of a silvery sheen, whereas this is lovely, crisp, creamy white, and so the colour is a little clearer. I'll show you the difference. It's still quite a lovely silvery, but warmish silvery, light sage green. So this is Kingsfoil on Willow. We then have one of my favourites, which is Gold Thorn on Willow. Ah man, Gold Thorn. And with this colourway on this yarn, because of the 2 ends of unsuperwashed merino and 1 end with superwash, they take colour, or they take dye at a different place. So for this, there's a really beautiful, it creates a very lovely texture, how these different threads of yarn or different ends take colour. This is Gold Thorn. I really need to knit something in this shade, and again, beautiful year-round colour. I love it. Gold Thorn on Willow. Next, we have Storybook. Storybook is the perfect pink, as we established. This is it. So this is Willow, and this is Athena in the colour Storybook. That was it for Willow, which was fingering weight, merino, twist yarn in superwash and the non-superwash. Next we have Willow DK, which is basically the same yarn but in a DK weight. One skein has 225 meters per 100 grams. This is Kingsfoil. And we have, of course, I couldn't not make Gold Thorn in this. I really love this colour on this base. Again, it's that rustic feel of the more woolly yarn with the gold that I just love. And then we have Storybook. I'm not going into detail for these because I've shown you the colourways already. So this is just some of the colourways on another base. And then we have Arnesen. I'm not big on purple, but I adore this purple because it's a lot more lavendery than a more typical purple. And I love lavender. And then the very last colourway that I will be offering up this time around on Willow DK is Pink Wisdom. Now this is a lot more blush on this base than it is on the Gayless base. This is the difference. Gayless, Willow DK. And I love a good blush pink. Just perfect spring summer shade. I can't wait to knit something with all this. I've knit, which I didn't bring here, that was stupid. I've knit swatches in all the bases just to see how they knit up and measure the gauge, block them, measure the gauge again, done all that. And they knit up so beautifully. So excited! Oh, I love my yarn. I really, really do. I love it. I love it so much. Oh my goodness, it's been such fun. So I will be debuting these yarns at Kulturhuset, Strikkernes Marked on the 6th of April. So and I have sweater quantities of all of them. I don't have many sweater quantities of each, so if you've seen a shade that you want to snag and you're going to Strikkernes Marked, come early. I have no idea how it's gonna go. Maybe nothing sells, or maybe everything sells, who knows. But better safe than sorry, especially if you've seen some shades that you really like. And which I've been telling myself, it's like, well, if nothing sells, at least I have a lot of yarn for myself. So regardless of what happens, it's kind of a win-win for me. I just loved the process of this so much. I do of course hope that it sells, and anything that doesn't, I will list it on my, I will do a shop update online, and then I will of course announce it so everyone can have a look. I will ship internationally, that's not a problem. And I would love to hear if there were any particular ones that you really fancied. It's always good to know what's a success and what isn't that, what's not. I only have my personal taste to go from, which I of course think is the best, but then I'm I'm me, and of course I like what I like. I would love to know what you think, and if there are any colours that really spoke to you. I love them. And this base, oh my goodness. I am such a tweed lover at heart. And not to mention, such a glitter lover. I can't wait to stuff my A1 blouse. And this is the first time that I'm knitting for the Dragonscale collection. And as soon as I had this, I knew that was what I wanted to make, and for the first time ever, I've been so tempted to cast on before finishing what I'm doing. I haven't, because I'm good. But I really want to, oh my goodness. So I only have one like half sleeve left. That is, however, not all that I will be debuting on Strikkernes Marked. I've also, because obviously I'm insane and have no need for rest, I've been sewing up some project bags. I wanted to make some project bags that were larger than like a typical project bag. So this is for a good large project. It's made in canvas material, so it's very sturdy. It's lined in canvas. It has pockets on both sides. And how lovely is this fabric, you guys? I'm not sure what they're called, these, but in my head, they're very Egyptian. I've seen them in ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. Have I not? I think I have. Anyway, I think they're stunning, and that's the association they give me. I need to figure out, I need to know what they're called. So I have this, and it also has a little tag that I have made up. It's not my logo, because I ordered these before I got that made, and I wanted something that was a bit more knitty, so knitters would feel represented. Or crocheters, although it does have knitting needles in. I wish I could crochet, man. Oh, I tried to learn when I was a teenager, and it was so difficult. I remember throwing an actual tantrum, and I threw my work against the wall and stomped out of the room, leaving everyone there in shock, because what a brat. It's the only time that I can remember having thrown a tantrum because it was something that was too difficult. And I've not tried since. I've mellowed out since I was 13, so maybe I could do it now. I really want to try. I have it with the yellow base. Oh, and also, of course you saw this, but strap that you can unhook. And I also made it in blue. This is a really dark navy blue. I don't know how dark this is going to show up on screen. And this, which with the lovely sprinkly confetti fabric for Easter, you know. I'm very influenced by the seasons, and I embrace it. This is a very beautiful deep berry. Again with the straps, they all have straps, and they are all aligned in canvas, and they have pockets on the inside, and they are large. They should be like sweater quantity large. I also have this confetti one. Oh, ow! Slapped myself on the nose. I also have it in yellow. And lastly, in blue. So these are the project bags. I've been sewing these myself. It's not something I'm gonna do on a regular basis because it takes so long, you guys. And also, I did this mostly just for myself because I really wanted to sew something and I didn't really need anything. And yeah, there is a limited number of these. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 12 of these in total. I will bring them to Strikkernes Marked. Whatever is left, I will list online. I also have, and this is just like tiny things for fun. This isn't like, yeah, this is just for fun. To have some small thingamajigs you can buy. I have some stitch markers. These are the ones that I use. Just, you know, the light bulb shaped metal ones. I don't know if these can show up. I have them in gold. I have them in various shades of green and blue. I have them in various shades of pink and purple. And there is also the rainbow packet. I tied all these together just to keep them, don't lose them. And one of these has 20 stitch markers. This is just for fun. This is not like a serious business idea. I also have, again in the same spirit of, it's just to offer something, scissors. Very simple, golden, easy to use scissors. These are the ones I have. I love scissors. I love beautiful scissors. I want them all to be pretty. You can actually bring these on an airplane. Perfect size. Travel size scissors are always good. So yes, that was my big reveal. Oh, I'm very excited, as I've said how many times already. I hope you like them. I hope you saw some colours that you may be wanting it with. If you're in Oslo, I really hope you stop by Strikkernes Marked. There's loads of really talented vendors there. I'm super excited. I'm probably gonna do some shopping myself if I have time. Probably hope I won't have time. That's all I had to show you of my upcoming products. I cannot stress enough how excited I am. On a completely different note, I am wearing my Minerva cardigan in the colour Cloverleaf by Pickles. This is Pickles Pure Wool. This is a pattern from my Hallows collection. Apart from that, I am working on the Demoiselle collection. Everything's out being test knit. They've been through tech edit and we're getting there, people. We are getting there. I just really need the weather I just need a tiny hint of spring, and then I'm ready to take some pictures and get the patterns out there as soon as they've been test knit and everything's been cleared. Apart from that, I hope you all have a lovely, enjoyable weekend, that you get all your knitting done and that spring has sprung wherever you are in the world. It's getting there. In Oslo we have some flowers out now and it's so delightful.